You know, one of the most heartbreaking scenes from the last season for me is when Genya is fighting Upper Moon 4. Watching him struggle so much he can't use breaths, seeing him scream in desperation as he bears the pain and relies on a gun to fight someone this strong. It's hard to explain, but I want you to go and rewatch the 4th episode of the Swordsmith's Village arc. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The thing about Genya's character is that we don't immediately like him. In fact, he is a nuisance when we first meet him. Kinda like Bakugo from My Hero Academia, but in Genya's case, his foul-mouthed personality is much more grounded. In this video, we're going to talk about the brilliance of his character and also his weird battles. My name is TK, let's get into some anime. And before we get started, if you all love Demon Slayer as much as I do, give me a like, comment, and subscribe down below. That way we can get to 1,000 subscribers. We'll be there soon, I can feel it. So, why does Genya exactly look like a demon even when he's fighting? From what we know, he is the only demon slayer we know who eats demons to get stronger. Yes, Kokoshibo did mention that he has met demon slayers like him before, but we don't know of any of them by name, which means that at least in the context of the actual demon slayer story, Genya is an anomaly. And as you guys know, he has an insanely tragic past. His father was abusive, but his mother always protected him and his siblings. Eventually, his father was killed by someone. This freed their family from abuse, and so both Genya and Sanemi decided to protect their family together. Unfortunately, their mother turned into a demon one day. She killed their forced younger siblings, and in the end, Sanemi had no choice but to kill their mother with his own hands. The shock was too intense for Genya. When he saw Sanemi holding a knife and their mother lying dead at his feet, his conscious self couldn't handle what had just taken place. He called his brother a murderer. Sanemi eventually went on to become the second strongest Hashira in the Demon Slayer Corps. And Genya also decided to become a Demon Slayer because he wants to restore his relationship with his brother. Sadly, unlike his brother who was a master of wind breathing, Genya had no talent for breathing styles whatsoever. Although he did have an unusual ability that allowed him to gain demonic abilities whenever he ate a demon. The secret lies in his special digestive organs, it seems. The Stone Hashira, Gyome found him. But he could make Genya his Sugoku because of his inability to use breaths. He still trained him though. Thanks to Gyome, Genya learned how to fight. Now, Gyome also taught Genya something called repetitive action. This was to help him compensate for his inability to use breathing styles. Using repetitive action, Genya developed the ability to enter the same kind of mental clarity and pain tolerance as those who can use total concentration breathing. And for what kind of repetitive action he practiced? Well, he would start repeating a set of prayers just like Gyome. So this brings us to the question, how does he fight? He was able to survive the final selection alongside Tanjiro, Kanao, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, even without the ability to use a breathing style. For the first few arcs, we didn't learn much about him except the fact that he is incredibly rude and that he has been training with Gyome. Then comes the Swordsmith Village arc where he joined the battle against Upper Moon 4. Genya struggled a lot during the battle. Of course he did. Fighting in Upper Moon 4 is no joke, especially when you can't use breaths. He did have a double-barrel shotgun that enabled him to shoot demons from afar. It's made of the same metal used to create Nichiren swords. This allows him to actually kill demons if he shoots off their necks. During the fight against Hantengu, he successfully shot 2 of the demon's clones. While fighting Azetsu, who was the manifestation of Hantengu's sorrow, he consumed some of his flesh, and with that, Genya was able to actually overpower Azetsu. Incredible. So just by consuming a demon's flesh, he can more or less be on par with them? When he ate a piece of Zanhakuten, which is the manifestation of Hantengu's hatred, Genya gained enough physical strength to pluck and fling a massive tree like it's a stick. Both Nezuko and Tanjiro were shocked to see him get so strong. He was able to throw 3 of these trees like one throws a spear, and Genya was also strong enough to rip off both of Urami's arms. Speaking of Urami, he is the manifestation of Hantengu's resentment. But while this was all impressive, phenomenal in fact, we don't see the true potential of Genya's abilities until the Demon Slayers fight the strongest Upper Moon, Kokoshibo. Now, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't passed the Hashira training arc in the manga, if Genya wasn't there for the fight against Upper Moon 1, the Demon Slayers would have lost. But I guess you can make that statement about every other major Demon Slayer who was present during any of these battles. Still, Genya did more than enough. When he ate Kokoshibo's hair and flesh katana, he also unlocked his own Blood Demon art. His Blood Demon art is called Vampiric Trees. What happens is that his shotgun gains the same kind of appearance as Kokoshibo's katana. Yes, that's right. His shotgun becomes alive. He becomes able to control the path and the direction of the fire flesh cartridges that he shoots with his shotgun. And once the bullet hits the target, it grows into these massive trees that takes roots in the ground. Even Kokoshibo felt trapped when Genya did this to him. The victim cannot escape until the bullet is removed. As long as the bullet is there, Genya can continue activating his Blood Demon art as much as he wants. Another thing to note here is that the trees that sprout from the bullets need blood to grow, and that they absorb that blood from the victims. This becomes clear when Kokoshibo was unable to unleash his own demon arts because he now had a tree growing on his back. Now, to sum it all up, Genya's physical disposition is relative to the demon he consumes. The stronger the demon, the stronger he gets. However, the Blood Demon art he used was unique to his own skill. I'm sure if he had consumed Akaza or Doma, he would have still managed to unlock his Blood Demon art. Imagine Vampiric Tree grounding Doma while he coughs and perishes from Shinobu's poison. Now, Genya's sword fighting may not be his strongest skill set. The sword is still an active part of his combat strategies, but yes, he is more fluent at using the shotgun. It's thanks to the shotgun that he was able to come up with a fighting style that allows him to be effective without breaths. I mean, eating a demon sounds good at all, but counting on yourself to always get a piece of some demon meat doesn't sound like a viable long-term strategy. Usually Genya changes his approach depending on the strength of his opponent. If someone's strong, he'll sneak up on them and shoot them with his shotgun. If he fails in blowing up the demon's neck, he'll use a sword to decapitate them instead. Of course, if the demon isn't that strong, he can just shoot them like one-shotting a balloon. Anyways, Genya's marksmanship is comparable to Tanjiro's sword fighting skills. During the fight against Hantengu, he shot Sekiro's head and he also blew off a major portion of Karaku's and Azetsu's neck. Even when he was getting electrocuted, he was able to bear it and nearly beheaded Sekiro. All in all, Genya didn't get as much screen time as Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Kanao. However, in the short time he was on screen, he definitely managed to win our hearts. Everything from his past, his complicated relationship with his brother, the way he fights, and how he ultimately sacrificed himself for a better tomorrow. Truly phenomenal. Genya's character arc is simply brilliant. And feel me as I say this, his death is one of the rawest moments in modern day shonen manga. In hindsight, the story of Nezuko and Tanjiro may not be all that different from the story of Genya and Tsunemi, but as always, it's hard writing a relationship between two brothers, isn't it? Maybe we should cover the underrated dynamic between these two brothers in a future video. As for the video, what do you guys think? Both about Genya's abilities and also about his character arc as a whole and his relationship with his brother. As always, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Again, if you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Let's continue this discussion down there in the comment section. And again, my name is TK, loving us some anime. Bankai, Senbon Zakura, Kageyoshi.